Hey everybody, StarCraft back with you for game number 5 in Insanity versus Team Vile Clan War. And you might be able to tell from my voice, I'm back to my old microphone. The one I had previously, it just crapped out on me. Maybe that had something to do with why my microphone sounded so crappy. I don't really know. I'm kind of over it right now. I just want to get on to some casting worry-free without having to worry about the microphone. So hopefully I will get that fixed. I have requested a return of it so I can get a new one. And we'll see. So we have Hashe in the top right as the pink Terran. Always got to go with the pink color, of course. Against KungFu, the purple Zerg in the bottom left. This is game number 5, as I said already. Team Vile is now down 3-1. Hashe is looking to bring us back into the game. Hopefully take out KungFu on Xel'Naga Caverns. Is KungFu going to go with that 11 pool? No, it doesn't look like he will. Crixus was a fan of that. Still controversial, however, whether or not 11 pool, whatever, Hatcher, whatever is an economic build or not. Crixus did fine with it, but I don't know. We'll see. KungFu's drone now coming out. That's actually a really fast scout, and I do not mind that at all. Just because 2 racks Terran play on any map really it's just so hard to beat. So you really need to scout it early so you can adapt your build to deal with it. And we're seeing it's kind of weird. It's getting a pool anyway. So if he didn't see 2 racks, you would expect that he would get a fast expansion because there is a gas going up, but it looks like he's going for a pool regardless. So I don't know why he would scout then. Doesn't really make much sense. But being very annoying with that drone. Did get a couple pod shots in on that SCV. Hashe, meanwhile, finishing up that SCV just in time for his orbital command. And KungFu going for the gas steal. Always annoying. I like that play a lot from KungFu. And meanwhile, Hashe is now sending out his own SCV. Gas is up at about a normal time. Pool has completed. There goes the Queen. And I do remember this game, so we are going to be seeing something a little unusual in just a moment here. Nothing too unusual besides what's about to happen though. Not the best Overlord placement. That's very vulnerable. This chasm, or this, I guess this is kind of bigger than a chasm, would be a better spot for the Overlord. Right here though, I mean, you might as well have it right here or right here. It's not protected by this hill pretty much at all, this hole at all. And here we go, there's the Roachborn, and yeah, a Queen, and another Overlord. So he's at 17 out of 26, and he's getting another Overlord. That is the 7 Roach Rush. It's a variation of the 7 Roach Rush. I don't know if there are lings involved in the Roach Rush, but we're going to see fast Roaches going at Hashe nice and hard. And if he doesn't get a bunker or a tech lab and start getting Marauders, or something, this is actually going to be a huge problem for Hashe because KungFu is going to pump almost 7 Roaches all at once. You can see he's saving up his money. He has the excess food supply, and there we go. 6 Roaches on the way. Probably going to see a 7th here pretty soon. Nope, looks like he used up all his larvae. There it is. There's that 7th. And are we going to see... Oh, he's going for an expansion. This is going to be tough. Is he getting a tech lab, though? Nope, he's getting a Hellion. Hellions don't do squat against Roaches. All he can really hope to do with the Hellion is run by the Roaches and harass the drones a little bit. These Marines aren't going to be enough. The Roaches can come up here and just shoot away at the Marines. You just can't bounce them back enough. The Marines do have +1 range compared to Roaches, but it's impossible to micro with only a 1 range advantage against Roaches. Who's faster? 2.25? Oh, they're actually the same speed. That's kind of cool. But he needed either a tech lab on this factory to get a tank, tech lab here to get a Marauder, or he is getting a starport. So if he can churn out a Banshee before this happens, then he'll be okay, probably. But man, this is going to do a lot of damage. On come the Roaches. Is he making more? Yeah, it looks like he's rallying with a mixture of Speedlings and Roaches. Roaches are at the front door. He wants to focus down the supply depot. If he can, he wants to reach this bunker before it gets completed. 35 seconds it takes to get that completed. SCV should go down here. Down goes the SCV, frantically trying to build another bunker. Should have tried for that second bunker before the Roaches got so close. Down goes the second SCV, and he is in Hashe's base. Hashe needs to get a Banshee out. He has 100, 200 gas. Oh, but he's getting a tank instead. I don't know if I like that play. That tank isn't going to be enough. He should have saved gas for a Banshee. Now he is 19 short. He's only got 1 SCV mining gas, and he is just getting Oh my gosh, that's so much damage. He now has 7 SCVs against 15 drones. Zerg player still rallying roaches, and Terran hasn't even cleaned this up despite using all of his SCVs to tank the damage. A couple Zerglings in there as well. Not looking good for Hashe. 5 SCVs. He is not even mining, not getting any gas. Although he can afford a Banshee. Now here comes the tank. The tank might be able to clean this up. He needs to get the SCVs repairing it, however. Kung Fu, smartly realizing he cannot destroy the tank, will be... what was I going to say? He will be focusing down those SCVs. Hashe down to 3 SCVs. He might even get another bust here. No, looks like the tanks will cause those units to run away. Go back to the production tab. We are seeing a lair from Kung Fu. I don't really agree with this follow-up. I mean, Hashe has what? He had 3 SCVs. He does have 2 orbital commands, which means 2 mules. So he's not completely out of it. Mules are just so damn good, and he can double the SCV count. And Kung Fu responds by going a lair. I guess he wants some kind of anti-air. He saw the starport with the tech lab. I don't know. But this tank is a pro defender, man. This tank is stopping what? 6 roaches, bunch of lings, 2 lings. Okay, not a bunch of lings. And he even has a bunker. Is he going to try to come up here again? Siege mode not yet finished. Yeah, he sees the bunker. I don't know if he's going to actually try to press this. 1 roach dying, SCVs going into repair, killing 1 SCV, 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs, wow, actually 4 SCVs. That actually worked out pretty well. So good game sense by Kung Fu, realizing that Hashe might be a bit vulnerable from that last attack still. Hashe back down to 4 SCVs. He really needs that siege mode and a couple more Marines in that bunker. But, okay, this isn't going to do anything. Yeah, there we go. But as I was saying, a follow-up to aspire off of 1 base this fast with 10 gas, I think that's a terrible idea. I think he should be hatchery still. I think he should sneak in an Overlord to make sure that, you know, he's not making a Banshee or he's not getting Cloak or something like that. And just go more macro heavy, because this Roach Rush build is just so sacrificing your macro that he's trying to do a lot off of 1 base. But I mean, Hashe is already so far behind. Now up to 10 SCVs. To 22 drones, but he does have 2 orbital commands still. You gotta remember that. Mules are so damn good. But now it's just gonna be a matter of how hard can Kung Fu macro, and can he deny any macro from Hashe? I mean, Hashe is nicely turtled in here, and this is where, as a Zerg, you just want to expand like crazy, drone up like crazy. Good job here, up to 32 drones, just a moment after I said there were 22 drones. I'd really like to see him bust this as soon as possible, and then just take that immediately. Like, if it was busted right now, I would suggest he just takes it right now. Spire, Baneling Nest. Checking out the expansions. Roach is just chilling outside the main base. I like that. Does he have Roach Speed? Nope, not getting Roach Speed. Looks like he's going to be focusing on Mutas. The Spire is complete, but yeah, like I said earlier, he can't fund Mutas right now. He's got a Spire and he's got 200 gas. You notice he's not even producing any Mutalisks at all. He's getting the 2 geysers at his expansion. What the fuck? He's getting a couple Spine Crawlers. Okay, I don't think Hashe is planning on attacking anytime soon, but for good measure, I suppose. I don't know. These spines are kind of weird. It's kind of whacked out, actually. I mean, he could just get 2 mutas. Okay, I know you can't fund a lot of mutas. Just get 2 mutas, send him into your opponent's base. That's going to keep him from going anywhere. He doesn't even have turrets. I mean, he's not expecting the mutas. If you're going to go them that soon, at least send him in. There's a turret. Wow, that's so smart. That's actually pretty good timing. There goes another turret, and yeah, Hashe is not ready to move out Kung Fu. Yeah, I don't think you really need to get these spines. Of course, it's easy for me to say that because I'm watching the game, so I don't know. But when rushes like these do happen, you know, sending in all those roaches, killing a lot of SCVs, spending a lot of your time microing, you kind of lose sense of where the macro game is actually at. So that's why that Spire was maybe a bit too soon. I think the turrets were actually well timed. And now he is seeing that Hashe is ready with those turrets. Not even going to try to prod in with those Mutas. And we got a Zergling here checking out for an expansion. Baneling speed, Zergling speed. Like to see Roach speed. I mean, if you have a Roach Warren up, you might as well get the speed. Just makes them so good. Let's check out the Harvester count. 49 to 27. Hashe still way behind. He's at 27 Harvesters, but he's still making more than 30 total SCVs. he's preparing for some kind of expansion. He, you know, in this kind of situation, you'd be tempted to be like, okay, I got down to 3 SCVs. I'm just gonna, you know, build a bunch of units off one base and try to kill him. But not Hash, man. He wants to play this game solid still and try to make an epic comeback from 3 SCVs and win this game. But I mean, it's been 47 to 31, you know, like 32 to 10 harvester count for so long that it's gonna be really difficult for him to pull that off. Now killing that Zergling, preparing to expand, tanks in nice position, spread out. Only 2 tanks though, so still a very precarious position, and that's a lot of mutas, man. He got those 2 geysers up fast, and I really like how many mutas he has here. 9 mutas versus 15 marines. If he can get the, banelings too with speed, oh man, this is so bad for Hash. This is so bad. He is so outmatched. If you look at the army tab, 200 minerals and 900 gas, underwhelmed. I don't know. And here we go. Zergling's leading. Muta's coming in right into the Marines, though. What the heck were you doing? That does not make sense at all. Okay, if you're going to attack this kind of fortress, this kind of setup as a Zerg player, you want to send your Banelings at the Marines and your Mutas at the tanks, not the other way around, which is what Kung Fu did. He still managed to break the defense. He might force a lift-off of this command center, yeah. But, I mean, he should have either sent the Mutas and Banes all at the Marines, sent the Banes at the Marines, the Mutas at the tanks, or, well, that's really the only 2. But instead, he sends the Mutas at the Marines, which are up here, the Banelings at the tanks, which are down here, loses a lot of Banelings before they even hit. And as a result, you're going to see it's actually, he didn't do much damage. He killed the army, he forced the expansion to lift off, but it could have been a lot better. Still, he's in a substantial lead. You can see here, he's got Hash struggling frantically with his SCVs, trying to do some repairing. And the harvester count that's not too uneven, but you have to remember, Hash is completely oversaturated. Well, he would be oversaturated at this base if he had these SCVs mining, which he's now going to do. Kung Fu has a huge map control advantage. This Zergling scouting that base. He needs to move his overlords, maybe scout this. And keep a Zergling up here to check out when he's going to try to land that command center again. And it looks like Hash is not landing that command center. Oh man, that's so many mutas. 12 mutas now against what? 19 marines. There we go. Yeah, I like that though. Forcing the stem. He went in with mutas, forced the stem, and threatened that tank. And that's really what you have to do with mutas. Even if you're not going to be able to kill something, at least force stim packs. Make your opponent, you know, uneasy, on edge. Maybe cause him mess up on his macro a little bit, something like that. And he's just continuing the Muta Baneling Zergling game here. Almost running off 3 bases. I'd like to see a transfer onto this base. And I'd like to see a little... Oh, that was weird. That Marine just totally baited a Zergling, or a Baneling. I'd like to see a more macro-heavy game. I mean, he was so far ahead, and now he's trying to press off of 2 bases to a Terran who's just now putting up 2 bases. Is nicely fortified. He needs a couple more tanks, though, but it's tough off 1 factory. And, yeah, nice Marine spread, +1. I do like the +1 coming from Kung Fu, though. That's very cool. It'll let him transition into ultras, even though ultras are really bad. But look at this, so many Zerglings. Like, I don't know. It just kind of confuses me why he doesn't have every single base on the map. Why I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, this looks standard. I mean, if you were to come into the game right now, you're seeing the Zerg has 3 bases, this kind of composition. It looks pretty standard, but considering... I'm just going to pause for a second. Considering the opening and how he didn't really take advantage of the opening, he just kind of played a standard game instead of macroing like crazy. It's not that good. It's really not that good. Now he's going to engage into this hugely fortified position. 3 tanks. Tanks need to focus down the Banelings. Marines very nicely spread, but it looks like he's going to get taken out anyway. Wow, that's some really great Marine micro. That was just sick. Micro spreads them very nicely. Tanks taking out a lot of units, and he actually warded the attack off. Holy cow, that was intense. That was some Boxer style Marine micro, man. Actually, Boxer wouldn't have lost any Marines. Boxer actually would have gained a Marine somehow after that battle. And not from a barracks. It just would have like spawned. It would have been like, that was so good, I'm going to join you from the dead. I don't know. More mutas coming out. And Hash, man, he realizes... You know, you didn't kill that much in that attack. I'm going to go attack you now, okay? No banelings out for the Zerg player. 2,000 minerals. Here's some Marine micro. That tank is alive. Oh my gosh. Attacking into tanks and siege tanks. Or tanks and Marines with just SCVs. Can I speak right now or what? Jeez. I'm saying the right word, but the microphone changes the word with its software. That's what happens. It changes Marines to SCVs and tanks into like Zerglings or something like that. But this game has become even, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it has become worse than even. Hashe is now winning in this game. In a game when he was down to 3 SCVs to 16 drones. Down, what, like 27 SCVs to 52 drones or something like that? This is nuts, man. And this is because KungFu didn't know how to follow up. He didn't macro well. He didn't expand like crazy. He tried to attack. I mean, I don't know, maybe he's just not comfortable playing a macro game and he felt like he needed to end it soon after that, but that's the last thing you want to do, especially as Zerg. You don't want to attack into your opponent almost ever. You want to try to, the only time you want to attack into them is if they're trying to expand, because planetary fortresses are so hard to beat. And by expand I mean more than just the natural, like a third or over here. Maybe not over here because, I don't know, it's not a gold, but if they try to take the gold, you cannot let them have that. In that case, okay, that's fine. It's very wide open, you can attack into it. But he was attacking into this kind of fortification here where there's 2 semi-narrow chokes. Not a very good idea. A couple roaches out as well. I don't know the logic behind that, but I don't know. They're getting their speed though. See, like I said, he should have got the speed earlier. He would have had it up. Wouldn't have to wait so long for it to be researched. Now, distance mining from this expansion. He needs to get that gas going immediately once that expansion goes up. And now he realizes, dude, I have so many minerals. I need to spend these minerals. So he's now putting up these expansions. Nice scan from Hashe. Very nice. He is running off of 3 base now. So you can afford, especially when you're on the gold, Terran can afford to spend scans just on pretty much anything they want. Mules are so darn good on these gold minerals. But scans, at this point in the game, where you want to hold your opponent to 3 bases or less, especially as a Zerg, scans are definitely worth their money. With the money that you lose. This poor Marine just goes down without a fight. Another scan from Hashe. Sees that the gold is back up. I wonder if he scanned the expansion in the bottom. No, he does not know this is here. But he is sieging up. Not enough banelings. Even better Marine spread this time, moving him to the back. But these roaches are tanking a lot of damage from those Marines. They do have +1. Marines with +1 as well. Looks like 1 tank will survive. All those mutants went down so fast just because he sent them in like normal units at those Marines. It looks like Hashe is going to take out this gold again and further increase his lead. I mean, if you look at the harvest count, it's still 63 to 44, but this Zerg is only going to be mining off of 2 bases in just a second here. Killing a lot of drones as well. Oh, here come more banelings on creep. Oh, beautiful liftoff. Wow, I was not expecting that. I was just waiting for those Marines to die to the acid. That was just a pro liftoff, man. Let's look at the HP of those Marines. Where are they? Oh, they got dropped off, but you can see they're super low. And that might have been a minor mistake from Hashe. He was a bit greedy, wanted to kill a lot of drones before the hatchery, and as a result, the hatchery is actually alive, so... Oh, that's not gonna happen, Zerglings. I am sorry. That was awesome, though, man. He pushed out right when he was getting that planetary fortress, did tons of damage. Probably should have killed the hatchery over focusing down those drones, but it allowed him to get the planetary fortress up. Now the Zerg is in a lot of trouble. If we check out the units, 40 Marines, so he's reaching the point where, like, even if you have a shit ton of banelings, he's just got so many Marines. As long as he spreads them an average amount, he's still gonna be fine. He needs a geyser here though, man. Actually, he's getting pretty low on minerals. He is mined out of his main. He's almost mined out of his natural. Wow, it's not looking good for the Zerg player right now. Hashe now moving out once again. Looks like he's going to take the western front this time around. Not too many banelings. Not the best composition. He really needs fungal growth right now. There are just so many Marines. Ooh, but he actually gets a lot of nice baneling bombs. Oh! And that is the difference between a good Marine split and a bad Marine split. That, my friends, was a bad Marine split. He had him outnumbered, but those banelings just got in there right in the middle of all those Marines and exploded. So this game is going back and forth, man. That was a really good army kill But the problem is it doesn't slow down the Terran that much just because it's hard to attack into a Terran's defenses. So when you kill an army like that, you want to take an extra base or make another round of drones, something like that. You don't really want to attack into them immediately after killing an army like that. Now we're seeing he's not really attacking into him, he's actually just using his mutas to do some harassment. I have no problem with that, that's a good move. Still, you need to get this gas going, especially if you have the high yield. If you have like 100 minerals and 800 gas, but you have a high yield, eventually your minerals are going to catch up with your gas, so don't feel bad taking those geysers right away. Which he has done here, but he's not actually sending his drones to. There we go, like that. Kills one tank, kills another medevac. That's the kind of stuff you have to do with your mutas. Get your opponent out of position with his marines. Go in and snipe some tanks. This is what he should have been doing after that roach rush. He should have just been pumping mass mutas and expanding and droning like crazy, because you can drone a lot when you're only making mutas, because mutas cost so much gas that you have excess minerals for tons of drones. And that's really all you have to do, and then you just outmass your opponent. It doesn't matter if he has tons of marines or anything like that, because you can just outmass him. But once again, after losing his army down here, Hashe is now reproduced. A lot of marines, +2 armor. No, dude, don't attack into your opponent like this, man. You can't do that. You just cannot do that to a Terran enemy. He forces the marines away. Now he is killing the tanks with the mutas, so I like the positioning of his army, but that he tacked in the first place was a terrible idea. You're on 4 base, your opponent's on 3 base, he's mined out of 1 base, almost mined out of 2nd base, and he's choosing to attack into tanks, a planetary fortress, and missile turret. It's like, no, you don't have ultras yet, don't do that. You don't have broodlords, don't do that. The worst thing you can do in this game is to attack with Zerg, especially into this kind of fortification. So bad. I'm not trying to be mean, but like, he had a huge lead, so a little bit of meanness is warranted. 16 more banelings. I mean, it would have been kind of cool actually if he like attacked this way with maybe Zerglings and mutas and just like bomb the planetary fortress. You need to do something crazy like that. You can't just go for a full-on fight. Maybe send in mutas, go for the production, since you're going to have like 24 mutas at this point in the game. Lost a lot though, he only has 16 at this point. I mean, 24 mutas against 4 turrets, that's cake, man. You can kill 4 turrets and then kill all these add-ons, man. Come on, man, come on. Looks like he's going to choose to attack into it once again. No, he's going to go for a run-by. Oh, I thought he was going to go for a run-by. That's not enough units though, man. He needs more units for that. Oh, it's a good idea. I like the idea. He's going for something different, not going direct full-on assault on a planetary fortress, but it's not a big army. I mean, he's only 134 to 120, and how many of those are drones? 54 of them, so Hashe actually reacting pretty well. He's got a fairly mobile force, actually. Only 5 tanks, while he has 19 Marines. So, still not mining off of this western base. Hashe actually scanned that a long time ago. He knows it's there, but he's still not mining off of it. Units getting a bit out of position. Scan to push in. Hashe pushing in. Zerg player now mining off 2 bases. Hashe mining off of 3 bases. He does have this base. Nice counterattack with the Zerglings, killing a lot of drones here. But Hashe is going to take out the high yield. That is just now becoming a planetary fortress. Oh, that's why you keep an Overlord there, man. Keep an Overlord to see when that goes down, so you don't let it get to that point where it becomes a planetary fortress. Hashe now struggling for minerals, actually. Going to be mining off of 1 base pretty soon. Zerg now mining off of 1 base. But if we look at the army count, man, Hashe is up by 16. If we look at units, he's got 6 tanks, 33 marines, 37 marines, and 6 marauders against just 17 mutas, 5 roaches, and 14 banelings. Continuing to use those scans at this point, it's very important to know where your opponent's huge army is. He sees these mutas coming up, or maybe he doesn't. Looks like he's going to lose a tank. Almost. Not quite. Another hatchery. Is that an auxiliary hatchery? No, he's replacing that high yield. I think that's a good choice. There's still a lot of money there. You can get that really fast with just a couple drones. And right now, Hashe doesn't have to change a thing, you know. He's winning pretty much every battle. He's allowed to take bases. Oh, repair! Yeah, there we go. You guys remember last game when I said if you react in time, you can kill a turret, or you can repair a turret over, what, 12 mutas? Even when the mutas have an attack upgrade? That's exactly what Hashe is doing here. And that was actually a pretty tricky move by Kung Fu. He killed that first turret, and then he runs away, as if to say, okay, you're repairing it, I can't kill it. But then he doubles back really fast. But Hashe was good to react to that. But I really like that move by Kung Fu. It's pretty creative, pretty tricky. Oh my gosh, look at those scans, man. How much money does he have? 600. I forget who said it, but there was a Korean player who said that to use mules like at all past some point in the game is a complete waste. Simply because scans are so good, and mules don't actually give you extra money, they just get you money faster. While scans give you intel, which is obviously really good, and supply drop, which I don't know if the Koreans suggested that you use. Supply drop actually gives you 100 minerals, a net gain of 100 minerals. Mules, of course, are going to mine out patches that you're going to mine out eventually anyway. So I think Hashe is kind of taking that mentality in that he's not using mules as much. He's probably still using a couple, it wouldn't surprise me. But he's focusing mainly on scans because positioning of your army at this point in the game, a lot more important than getting 300 minerals a little bit faster than you normally would, especially when you're running off 2 bases with one of them being a high yield. Oh, he actually could have prodded in there and killed a couple more tanks. So that western base was taken out. Western base of the Zerg player. He's actually only at 28 harvesters. 2 bases, 28 harvesters. Third base trying to go up. It's actually not looking good for him at all. As long as Hashe doesn't get caught off guard by a flank or some kind of banelings inside of his Marines or the mutas killing some tanks, he should win this game. And here comes another squadron of Marines. Yeah, it looks like this is about going to be it. Oh my gosh, even more Marines. This is where you need infestors, man. This number of Marines just is not going to fall to anything but like 60 banelings. Kung Fu, GG's. Has to be frustrated with that game, man. All you can really say about this game as far as why the Zerg lost is good Roach Rush. Follow the Roach Rush up with complete macro. That's all you need. Macro, macro, macro. Don't worry about your Spire. Don't worry about your Lair. He might have been worried about Banshees. I don't know. But just macro up, use mutas for map control, take a third base so fast, and just deny a third. Don't let it happen. But he just didn't really do that. He tried to force the issue a little too much. And it was actually a really good game. Hashe coming back from 3 SCVs, one of the best comebacks I've ever seen. So let me know what you guys thought about this game and why the Zerg lost, besides what I just said. And I hope you enjoyed it. The series is now 3-2 with Team Insanity in the lead. So that's it. Hopefully I'll get my mic replaced soon, and thanks for watching, everyone.